in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, credit improvement, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, how can you engage with us? There's a couple different ways. We want you to save our hotline number in your phone. It's 813-670-7372. You can call or text 813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Make sure you bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can see all of our expert contributors, over 80 show partners now that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the air to help you understand your different buying decisions, things that are happening in your life, making you just a bit more street smart and helping you think a layer deeper here. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. Giving a big shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard. Brio Tuscan Grill is located off Bay Street next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel, International Plaza. At Brio Tuscan Grill at International Plaza Mall, you will discover Italian menu, drinks, and our cozy atmosphere. Very friendly staff as well, bringing the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. And the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brio Tuscan Grill. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me, helping you win in any marketplace. Let's go around the horn now, make our introductions. Juan Concheiro back in the house. He's the catering director, Catering by the Family. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me back. As he's mentioned, Juan Concheiro, Catering by the Family. We're going to chat a little bit today about weddings. Weddings are a big thing. I think they're coming up in both of our lives. So,
yeah, that's right.
We'll talk about that. And who has the best Cuban sandwich in Tampa?
That's right. Catering by the Family.
I like that.
I love it. I love it. Also, what's that?
Did he bring some?
Did he bring some? I don't think he did. I don't think so today.
Not today.
He did last week for our gratitude party, though, so that's much appreciated.
Okay. You got it.
All right, we got Jake Alexander in the house. He's an enrolled agent tax strategist. Alexander Financial, welcome in, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And so today we're going to talk about a little bit about what is an enrolled agent. A lot of people aren't familiar with that term. Some of the tax scams that are out there, things to be on the lookout for. The power of good documentation, and how to pick a tax professional that speaks your language.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Awesome.
Thank you.
And William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, is in the house. Welcome back, sir.
What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Doing good, buddy. How about you?
Well, I'm going to talk about how to get those tax information off the credit report once it's put there. But we really want to focus on the violations of the credit reporting agencies and the collection agency. So we're going to get into it. And how much time am I going to have? Can I have the most time here today?
You can have the most time you want.
Yeah,
buddy.
baby, yeah.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological. Just
I love it.
You ready to go in? He's ready to go in, he says.
It's very nice.
We got some new buttons in here too, William, so we'll have some fun with
I
that.
love this, man. I love it.
All right, so having some fun with you here on the Quarterback Show. Also, in our Tell Me Something Good segment, we've got she may be small, but a 7-year-old Riverview girl is making a big difference in the community. Find out how coming up as well. And we've got our top 5 today. We've got 2 top 5, so maybe we'll do both. Let's see. Top 5 countries in the world with most credit cards in circulation, and the top 5 most tax countries in the world as well. So we got a couple fun top 5s there. And as you know, I'm Brandon Rhymes. I'm your host here. I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, a top realtor featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times. And I got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about right now. 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. It's in the Palm Bay subdivision here. It's a gated community within a gated community, and it's a lovely Mediterranean 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, pool and spa here on a conservation, great gated community, easy for me to say, and a boated community as well. You have Bay access there to Upper Tampa Bay, as well as 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. It's a commercial asset that we have over in Riverview for sale. There's a restaurant on site and a corner lot out in Riverview. Great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. A couple of great buying opportunities here. All right, we always start off with our 2-minute drill, our audible. We want you to call out audible out there. So we've got a little personal development. We've been doing a series here, having some fun with Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So we talked about, in yesterday's show, we were talking about win-win, how to think win-win, exploring synergies in business and relationships. And today we're talking about habit number 5, seek first to understand and then be understood. And I think even more now than ever, with our attention spans being so flat and being pulled in so many different ways, it's important to be a good listener. You know, how many times are you telling a story and then somebody interrupts you and you're like, wow, I didn't even get to finish my point there, bud. Understanding the building skills of emphatic listening and that inspire openness and trust is habit number 5. So seek first to understand and then to be understood, Stephen Covey. And I think one of the ways as well to do that is to listen not with the intent to reply, but just to fully listen and understand. And then would it be so bad if we just pause for a minute or two, almost to where it gets to that moment of, well, who's going to talk next? You know, wait, then answer. That way you can make sure the person's not going to follow it up with another thought. So I think that's very important to be crucial in your business relationships and success and attracting success and prosperity, which we all want. We all want to grow that. And so seek number 5, habit 5, seek first to understand and then be understood. So making sure that you're emphatically listening and you're able to, fully understand what that person's saying, and then pausing and then taking a moment to take in that new data and then asking an intelligent follow-up question. That's the way that we can advance society. That's the way you can advance your business, and that's your nuggets of advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, Juan Concheiro in the house, catering director, Catering by the Family. What are you seeing out there, buddy?
Man, it's amazing. It's unbelievable right now, and we're really going into our slow wedding season for Florida. June, July, and August. I don't know if you guys have been outside, but it's about 100 degrees outside. And
this is when you get the date, but you couldn't get the date you wanted in April or May.
Right.
This is where you get.
This is when you called last minute, you get August 2nd. Yeah. Right. I mean. So, and what's nice about it is that we're going into our corporate side. So we do a lot of company picnics and employee morale events. So we do a ton of large company picnics at this time. But yeah, man, it's awesome. It's a great business to be in. We were just talking about it outside, and I think you were in the business for a little bit, and and he's saying it's controlled chaos, right, for him, which is true. It all kind of comes together at the end, but I think
especially when you throw in Gasparilla into the mix, right? You guys did a lot of business in Gasparilla, right?
Yeah, Gasparilla. So Gasparilla, we do all the food for all the corporate tents for Gasparilla. So it's about 10,000 people that day. That we feed, and it's pirates and beads and food, and it's an amazing time. We have a hospitality tent. Yep. So maybe next year.
That's cool.
We'll be at the tent with us. Yeah, it's a great time. So if you're gonna watch the parade, I was on the other side many ages ago, on the other side of the walkway there. Yeah, and that's a whole different ballgame as you get older. I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what about the NCAA championship games? Were you doing stuff downtown during that time?
No, we didn't do a whole lot that time, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But we're looking at some new things coming in with My Florida and My Tampa Bay, a lot of those organizations that are coming in. So we're looking to pick up a lot of corporate accounts for that. But yeah, right now we're going to be focusing on our wedding season. That's going to be picking up again in October, November. Yep. I know that you got engaged, so congratulations. I don't think I've seen you since then.
Appreciate that.
That was great. So, but yeah, man, it's ready. I'm ready for yours too.
So Juan Concheiro here on the Quarterback Show, catering director, Catering by the Family. So what makes you different?
Oh wow! All right, threw me. That's not a softball, right? That's not that
curveball.
Throw a straight fastball right down the middle. I like it. Well, there's a lot of things that make us different, and I can be cliche, but we've been around for 30 years. Yep. And Stephen Gonzalez, our owner, and the family's been here. We're still using family recipes. He's fired. I tell the story. He's fired chefs that try to change the recipes as they come along, and it sticks around. I mean, so you want to talk about the best Cuban sandwich? Yeah, you can come down to the shop, and I think we'll go head to head with anybody on the best Cuban sandwich.
Oh, they were great. People were loving them at the party last week. We had a great turnout. Everybody was loving the sandwiches.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, listen, I love to feed people. That's what I do for a living.
Yep.
And what makes us different is that we love what we do. So when I got into the business, the first thing I did is start cold calling these other catering companies, and I acted like a groom. Yeah. And some of them just didn't seem interested. Yeah. I mean, it's someone's wedding, man. I mean, I know we do them. I'm doing 5 this Saturday, but every single one, I'm just as excited for them. Because it's their one wedding. Yeah. So I think that's what makes us different. We're always excited. We still enjoy weddings. My assistant still cries at weddings.
Well, you only get one wedding, right? I guess maybe not for
listen, we've done number 2 and number 3 for people before. There you go.
Sometimes it don't work out.
Get a discount for your second and third.
Yeah, it's repeat business, man. There you go. But like I said, we still have some of our people that still cry at the weddings. I'm telling you, Jean that works with me now. I mean, I go, "Are you crying?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, all right, I get it. It was beautiful." No, yeah, so it's great. So we really enjoy what we do, and I think that comes out.
Corporate's huge too. I love that idea of corporate outings, corporate, regrouping throughout the year with your group, bringing in Catering by the family, Juan Concheiro here, and going in and establishing, hey, here's something new that we're going to do. We're going to reanalyze our goals. I love the goal setting side of things. Of course, here we are halfway through our year. I wonder where the goals are for a lot of our listeners or a lot of our business owners out there. Where are they at? Are they on track? This would be a good time of year to have a party, and you guys can come out there and bring the food.
Absolutely. When do you want to schedule it?
Let's do it. Nice. See, I went for the close there. I like that. Also a pilot. So what's happening in the pilot space? I see you.
Man, some stuff. Yeah, we're flying a lot again, man. So it's awesome. I've flown with Captain Will for a couple times, and we picked up we started a new pilot flying club out here in Tampa Executive. So met a lot of great guys. That's cool. A lot of pilots. So I picked up my commercial license. I'm not sure if I did that last time. So I'm commercially rated now.
That's cool.
And it's great. No, I got friends calling me, "Hey, do I get deals on flying?" I go, no, I can legally charge you now to fly.
There you go. Yeah. No deals. Absolutely. Now the friend's driving. So
exactly. Yeah. So that's
not
great.
Driving, piloting. All right. So hey, more from our expert contributors. We're going to talk a little bit about accounting and the ways that you can have strategy when it comes to your tax plan. It's much more than just going in once a year and saying, hey, here's a pile of documents. It's more about strategy, structure, corporate entities, ways that you can defer some of the taxes and things of that nature. And later in the show as well, William Crowley, the credit magician, coming up, and also more from Juan Concheiro in our lightning round. And we've got our top 5 of the day. We've got the top 5 most taxed countries in the world and the top 5 countries with most credit cards in circulation. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and helping you win in any marketplace. I'm a former USF football player. I played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida, Go Bulls, and a longtime quarterback on my sports team. Dad was the coach, so you've seen that dynamic play out. And now we're quarterbacking transactions for our listeners out there, quarterbacking our sellers through the process of buying and selling real estate out there. And ultimately, we want to help you as well. So we'd love to hear from you. A couple different ways to engage us, and it's consumerqb.com. You could submit the form at consumerqb.com. There's a contact form on the right. Just hit that form. It comes directly to me, just like an email would, and let us know how we can assist you. We're also looking for business partners out there, any other business owners that might want to grow their business, grow their sphere of influence as well. And also consumerqb.com, as well as our consumer advocate hotline. It's 813-670-7372, 670-7372. I got William's favorite song. 670-7372 is our hotline number. So we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. And coming up in the show, we've got the top 5 countries with the most credit cards in circulation, as well as the top 5 most tax countries in the world. And I've got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about with Platinum MVP Realty, our platinum sponsor on the Quarterback Show. It's 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. This is in Seminole Heights area, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, completely renovated, pool home, gated yard, $259,000 just reduced. There's a motivated seller here as well. Take a look at this beautiful property at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa, 5208 East Longboat Boulevard in Tampa. This is in the Town and Country area, 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath. And you've got bay access with a beautiful boat dock, a pool outside. You got the outdoor kitchen area. I mean, this is a lovely home at $855,000, over 4,100 square feet. Bring your boat to 5208 East Longboat Boulevard in beautiful Tampa Bay. Helping you win in any marketplace. Giving a shout out as well to Kipton's The Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's our official hotel partner, the first new boutique-style hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the intercoastal waterway. You got rooftop yoga on the weekends. You got the Castile restaurant on site, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get that REQB code, and you're going to get 15 to 20% off of your room stay just by mentioning the show. So mention that REQB code whenever you book your staycation there with the Consumer Quarterback Show. show. All right, we're back here in studio. Juan Concheiro in the house, catering director, Catering by the Family. Jake Alexander, he's an enrolled agent, a.k.a. tax strategist. And William Crowley, the credit magician in the house, helping you improve your credit, helping you understand those aspects of credit improvement and identity theft prevention and recovery. It's so rampant these days. So, Jake, let's talk with you now. So, an enrolled agent here. So let's start with that, because a lot of people just think CPA, they don't understand taxes. So an enrolled agent, let's hit that one.
Yeah, a lot of times when people think accounting, CPA is the first thing that comes to mind. So that's always the first question I get is, are you a CPA? And I tell people, no, I'm an enrolled agent. And then the next question is obviously, well, what is that? And so there's a big fancy IRS definition of what that is. I tell people the easiest way to summarize it is I'm a federally recognized tax expert. I can represent any taxpayer on any tax matter to any IRS office anywhere in the United States.
Wow, pretty much all you need, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all inclusive if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about strategy, man. Right now, you look at tax strategy. We just had a presidential election where that the mainstream media runs us through that every 4 years or so, and you look at the ability for certain people to understand how to navigate those waters, pay a lot less in taxes, and then other people that don't. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I tell people proactive is the name of the game as opposed to reactive. And I can't tell you how many clients come to me and they say, well, my guy last year didn't know what he was doing. And it's not, a matter of if the tax preparer knows what they're doing. It's okay, how do we prepare your documentation? How do we get things in order to prepare you for that going forward? And so it's all about, as you said, preparation. And structuring your entities accordingly.
Yeah, strategies involved. That Scott Maurer with Advanta IRA comes to mind when you look at buying real estate through an IRA. You're going to defer a lot of the taxes and not pay taxes. So when it comes to strategy, for example, there's a lot of options. You got corporations, LLCs, and there's no good, better, and best. It just depends on the actual business line and how you're going to receive incomes and salaries. Correct?
Absolutely. So I'm a big fan of S Corp myself, but there are certain things. I tell people there's certain milestones you're going to want to hit before we get to that status. And so LLC is probably the most popular because maybe a phrasing, thing from the consumer standpoint. But yeah, there's a ton of different entities, ton of different strategies, and it all depends on the business and the person and what their end goal is.
Right. And some of the different ways to structure it, you look at different ways. Like an LLC, if you're going to go and buy real estate with two buddies, that's a nice way to do it. You have an LLC, you have 33 1/3% ownership. It's easier to split up. At least I've been told. I mean, you're the expert.
No,
so
yeah,
I'm kind of going off the back. Track. So that's the idea with an LLC, and then you get with the different corporation structures. There's ways that you can structure where you're paying yourself a small salary. There's some ideas there as well.
Absolutely, and one of the benefits to an S corporation is the amount of self-employment and or payroll tax that you're going to pay is adjusted based on the overall income of the business. And so LLC is really good for, it's a limited liability company. And so for liability purposes, there's definitely some benefits there. When you look at bringing fair amounts of income into there, S Corp is definitely the way to go in my opinion. But it's all different, and that's the thing I love about this business is no two clients are the same, no two customer situations are the same, and we get to figure it out, and that's the fun part.
So every year you have these different potential scams that come about.
Oh yes,
you're going to see them every year, every industry. William, I know we'll talk about some that you see in your space as well with credit, identity theft, the prevention and recovery. But Jake Alexander in studio here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's an enrolled agent with the IRS and ultimately can help you avoid these scams. So what are you seeing out there? What's happening?
The big one now is a phishing scam, and it's mostly over the phone. And this is, I don't know if these are call centers or they're obviously somewhat organized in their technique, but they're placing phone calls to consumers and essentially phrasing themselves as being the IRS and demanding payments for current or previous tax liabilities that they may have, demanding immediate payment, or they're going to do things like send the police to their door, threatening deportation, really crazy stuff. And it's funny, me being in the profession, it's not funny, but ironic. I actually received one of these phone calls about a week ago, and I could immediately, I knew what it was because we're obviously trained on this kind of stuff, but I could see that someone who wasn't in the profession that I'm in who could potentially fall for this. It was, semi-threatening. It was intimidating. Just the term IRS freaks a lot of people out, I think.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's and it's out there. And so I tell people the IRS is never going to call you and demand payment over the phone. They don't communicate via text message or social media or email. They send letters. Their preferred method of communication is via U.S. mail. So you would receive a letter and typically multiple notices on any type of balance due or anything like that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and surprisingly, you call them up, you talk to them, you can have a decent conversation with these people. They're not so, they're not emotionally, in charged, and they're going to work with you in a lot of cases.
Absolutely. And the IRS, it's a debt collection agency. It's the largest, most powerful debt collection agency in the world. And so their goal is not to throw people in jail or, come and take you and your family away. It's to collect their money. And so they do that through reasonable means. And you can, as you said, either contact the IRS directly. There's an 800 number, and you can call and typically have a reasonable conversation depending on who you get on the phone. Or you can always come to someone like us, and we can represent you to the IRS and more than willing to help you navigate those waters. So
that's right. Yeah, it's important to be proactive. I love what you said in the beginning there. And we're going to talk about the power of good documentation as well, and also going to bring William Crowley into the conversation and more from Juan Concheiro as well in our lightning round. And we're going to talk about the top 5 most the most taxed countries in the world, the top 5 countries with the most credit card debt, as well as an interesting inspirational story in our Tell Me Something Good segment. She may be small, but a 7-year-old Riverview girl is making a big difference in the community. Find out how in our Tell Me Something Good segment, and more from our expert contributors. Consumer Quarterback Show, giving a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. More from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves, teaching you how to understand more about that. That's water, navigate the waters of podcast and broadcasting as well as TV. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the quarterback, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. We want to make sure you save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. Call or text our hotline number, 813-670-7372. And we're going to make sure we get back to you within a timely manner. You can also submit a form at consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. Any questions, comments, concerns you have, we'd love to talk to you. We're also looking for business partners that might want to join our show, and also realtors for Platinum MVP Realty. Due to explosive growth with our lead base and some of the lead gen we're doing, we're looking for realtors that can help us work these leads, and a lot of leads coming in. So any realtors out there that are all-stars, we'd love to talk to you. Giving a shout-out to Healthy Gourmet, Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet. Meal plan starting at $90 a week. It's optimal fuel, optimal performance, delivered fresh to your home or office. Organic veggies, natural proteins, delivered fresh 3 times a week. Healthy Gourmet, official food partner on the Quarterback Show here for healthy delivery. Meal plan starting at $90. Optimal fuel, optimal performance, Healthy Gourmet. Organic veggies, natural proteins. So what else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? And make sure you're getting those delivered to your home or office. All right, so let's talk about, in studio here today, recap our guest, expert contributors here. Juan Concheiro, catering director, catering by the family. Jake Alexander, he's an enrolled agent with the IRS, helping you with tax strategy. And we've got William Crowley, the credit magician, as well, coming up. So while we're on this topic here, we got credit, we got taxation. Let's start first with the top 5 countries with the most credit cards in circulation. So let's start with Juan. Who do you think is the country that has the most credit card debt?
Yeah,
or circulation?
I'll say the U.S.
Boom, U.S. You are right on.
That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
That's a softball for throwing me the fastball,
That's a softball.
Right?
Yeah, you got the makeup.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so Jake, let's see. Can you guess number 2?
Oh, after U.S., I don't know. After that one, I was kind of like, not sure where to go. What would we?
Just throw out something, buddy.
Think population. Think.
Let's go Canada.
Canada is not on the list.
Not at all.
Yeah. William?
Oh, that's going to be funny, but China?
China is number 3 on the list.
Whoa!
There you go. That's all there is to it.
Number 3.
And Japan.
All right.
Oh,
so we'll fill them in here for you. So number 5 is South Korea. Got 106. So let's go back to the U.S. So U.S. was number 1 with 632,000. Million credit cards. 632 million and change. Japan is number 2 on the list with 351,000 million credit cards. China 185 million, Brazil 175 million, and South Korea with 106 million credit cards in circulation. So interesting. So everybody's in debt, but we're the ones that have the most debt. We saw that with the mortgage meltdown as well. You saw what happened there. A lot of the mortgage-backed securities were sold to China. So that's, Trump talks about the manipulation of currency. We did a big manipulation job there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the top 5. Now let's switch gears. Let's talk about the top 5 most taxed countries in the world. So we're talking about taxes here. So the most...
you going to start with Juan again?
The top 5 most taxed countries. Juan?
Hey, I should
We'll go with the U.S.
U.S. is not on
the list at all.
We're low. We're low
what?
as far as taxes go. I mean, you got to think Europe here, guys.
Oh, Spain.
Jake's up.
Sorry.
Let's go over in Europe. Let's go Belgium.
Belgium is number 1 on the list.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's all there is to it.
Okay, you guys are cheating.
Google it. Tax guy got that one? Come on.
Did they Google that?
Come on, man.
Yeah, he had to Google it. He had to.
Yeah.
I might have saw you seen it on the paper.
We'll go to the replay. Maybe you saw it on the.
Yeah, I'm going to emphatically listen.
There you
But
go.
no,
There you go.
I don't know. You saying Europe? Focus on Europe. So I don't know. Britain, England.
Britain is not on the list, buddy.
Good.
All right. So number 5 is France at 48.3% of gross earnings taxed.
Really? Wow.
So almost 50%. Sweden 48.6. You know, in some of these countries too, they say, oh, well, they have this given to them. They have the Medicare. They have this thing, you know, and then you got to wait a long time to get procedures done. You got to get on the waiting list. So it's not always the better way to go. All right. So number 3 is Germany. Now we're over 50% of your gross earnings taxed, 50.7%. Hungary is number 2, 52.6, and Belgium, 55.6, as Jake said. But Jake, isn't it really, if you look at the gas tax, the food tax, the state income tax for some of our states, aren't we over 50% as well?
Depending on your tax bracket, you know, and then there's your marginal and your effective tax rates as well. And so it can, in some cases, get up that high. Absolutely.
Right.
Especially in states like New York, there's a state tax. There's even a city tax if you live in certain states too.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it can get pretty crazy.
I think, didn't the governor or didn't the mayor also tax if you want to buy the big sodas too? You want to?
They'll put it on anything they can. So.
Yeah, you can. Nope, you can buy a 12-ounce drink, but if you get a 32-ounce drink, now we're going to tax you. And now we're going to. I forgot what it actually was, but it was something of that effect.
Wow.
Where they were. Actually, they banned it. I think you couldn't buy a big soda. They changed the law where you cannot sell a large soda, whatever it's 32 ounce or 44 ounce super gulps, all that stuff. Yeah, they changed.
It's pretty healthy for you, but
yeah, exactly. If you want like 80 grams of sugar in your drink, there you go.
The Polar Pop that you get at Circle K.
Yeah, exactly. You know, monster size it, super size it. You want fries with that, all that good stuff, right? In studio today with me, we got Juan Concheiro, catering director, catering by the family. Jake Alexander, he's an enrolled agent with the IRS. He's a tax strategist. And also William Crowley, a.k.a. the credit magician, is in the house. Let's go ahead and bring William in and do some one-on-one here. So
About
William,
time.
So we start talking about, so we look at credit improvement. We look at identity theft. It's so rampant out there. Even our federal government's getting hacked. I mean, that's really, you look at cyber war, you look at a lot of the things, that's where the next war potentially could be and is going on right now. So what can our consumers do about it, and why should they care?
The consumers, like Jake had mentioned, I don't think Juan mentioned it because he's talking about the sandwiches over there. But I know Jake had mentioned being proactive, and that's the biggest problem, is because our consumers just aren't informed, and a show like this can really help the consumers to be informed, proactive. We can stop a lot of this what you want to call it, this treachery, this misconception, this deception in the economy by just gaining some knowledge about what's going on. Like you mentioned the housing crisis. Right. That was orchestrated. That was, the repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act was one of the prerequisites for that. Okay, that was intentionally repealed by our watchdog of the industry, being the Federal Reserve Chairman. So, and I might get shot after I leave out here today, but let me go ahead and get this out now. But if the
I didn't park next to him.
But the consumer, the problem with this country more so than anything, we can always say the external effects of the government, the corporation, the banksters, etc. But the consumers we're allowing this to happen. Yeah. And if we can take that burden of responsibility up on our shoulders, gain some knowledge, and then be proactive in dealing with it. So that's why I love the credit industry, because it's helping the consumer to become more proactive. I adamantly say, read the Fair Credit Reporting Act, read the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, read the Uniform Commercial Code, read these documents. It may be a boring read, but can definitely get you on top of things that prevent a lot of this stuff from happening to you. Take, for instance, the credit reporting agencies, okay? Does anybody know that the credit reporting agencies have to contact you prior to putting anything on your credit report? They're not calling anybody. Yeah. And they've already admitted that they don't have the workforce, manpower, nor the woman power to sustain that workload. Right. So if you don't, that's telling you right there, if they're telling you, if you don't do something about it, nothing's going to be done about it. Right. So we as consumers got to stop crying and saying that we're victims and saying, listen, be proactive, and we won't put ourselves in that predicament. That's the theme. That's the recurring theme of our show. Take power back. Exactly. We had Sean Yesner on the show yesterday talking about being proactive. Everybody's talking about being proactive, and unfortunately, I think it's we get distracted by things happening. We get distracted by the mainstream media, the fake news out there. Fake news. Right. And it is. That's exactly what it is, the fake news. But we can still circumvent that fake news by there's other outlets where we can get true information. I mean, like this show. I'm plugging the show a lot because it's a consumer-oriented show, and that's what my motivation is. So let's take the collection agencies. The collection agencies. Had somebody mentioned at the beginning of the show that he had talked to a person about collections, and most people don't understand this conception either. When you open up a debt with an original creditor, that is a debt that you owe, and I encourage people, pay the debt. Right. But if the economy is going to be orchestrated where we're going to have up and down flows or whatever you want to consider it, then our finances are going to be disrupted as well. And sometimes we can't fulfill our financial obligations.
Right.
So if we can't fulfill those obligations, then we've got to understand the inner workings of what they're doing. If you default on a debt, which is usually about 90 to 180 days of inactivity on your behalf, a debt charges off. Mm-hmm. When it charges off, say hallelujah, because the debt is now gone. Mm-hmm. Okay, the original creditor and the consumer have been released of any financial obligation to the debt.
That's what a charge off means.
Yes. Okay. Now, what do you do if a collector calls you? Because the collectors are buying the debts from the original creditors, which is a gray area there. I mean, it's essentially illegal. Okay. Yep. But if the consumer pays the debt, then you've made an illegal operation legal. So don't pay the debt. I'm saying this on national radio, okay? Do not pay the debt, but do not ignore the collector. That's somebody knocking at your door saying, hey, you owe me some money. You need to put them in the right perspective. Say, wait a minute, hold on. I don't owe the money, and let me prove to you why I don't owe it. I tell people, submit a validation of debt to any collector that calls you before you start entering into any type of payment arrangements or talking to them at all. Now, Jake had mentioned earlier about the tax scams that's going on when people are calling. Never do anything over the phone. Tell them to send it to you in writing. Okay, you got something to tell me? Send it to me in writing. Okay, then I know you're telling me the truth. But you could tell me anything on the phone. And if I haven't got the permission to record you, it doesn't hold up in a court of law. Okay, so send it to me in writing. So I tell people when a collector calls, tell them to send it to you in writing. And once they send it to you in writing, then you can respond with what they call a validation of debt. And that's going to tell them, okay, prove to me that you have the original note. The original note is destroyed at the time of the charge-off, when the original creditor charges off. So everybody's been released of any financial obligation to the debt. The collector buys the debt, and they're trying to reactivate the debt.
And they try to get an offer.
I'll make them an offer they can't refuse.
That's it. Make them an offer they can't refuse.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to jump into our lightning round, and we also have a great feel-good story for the week. We have She May Be Small, but a 7-year-old Riverview girl is making a big difference in the community. Find out how in our Tell Me Something Good segment. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. Giving a shout out to my friends at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They've got Swedish massage sessions starting at $49.95. Customized facials and skincare, waxing and body treatments as well. Signature Massage and Facial Spa, located at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, next to the LA Fitness, and the official massage partner, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Lots of different treatments here: reflexology, cupping, lymphatic drainage, aromatherapy, microdermabrasion, and they do offer a discount to our listeners and viewers of our TV show. Just mention the Real Estate Quarterback Show, or the Consumer Quarterback Show, the REQB code, and you're going to get a discount off of your massage or any type of a treatment that you get there as well. So there's no contracts for memberships, and you can go to Signature Massage, let them know the quarterback sent you. And a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. 380 Bridle Path Way in Tarpon Springs. This is in the Keystone subdivision. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, pool home. And it's a great opportunity, 1,800 square foot in Keystone Bluffs area, fenced-in backyard. Lots of home ownership comes through this. The owner pride comes through on this property at 380 Bridle Pathway in Tarpon Springs. Also have a nice Seminole property here, 7657 132nd Way in Seminole. This is a Whispering Forest property, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath. And a great opportunity with a pool, no HOA or CDD, and it's a great opportunity at $399,000 at 7657 132nd Way in Seminole. Beautiful real estate property here in Tampa Bay. And we've got in studio today, we've got Juan Concheiro. He's the catering director, Catering by the Family. Jake Alexander is an enrolled agent with the IRS, also a tax strategist. And we've got William Crowley, the credit magician, in the house here as well. And back in. And so we always talk about on our show as well, and we always talk about a tell me something good, a feel-good story. So she may be small, but a 7-year-old Riverview girl is making a big difference in the community. Find out how coming up now. So we got our tell me something good.
Tell me something good.
Hey.
A 7-year-old Riverview girl is on a mission to help the less fortunate. It started when Gabrielle Lane accompanied her mother on a trip to help the homeless. When little Gabrielle saw there were homeless children, there were children homeless as well, she vowed to help. She now has her own nonprofit organization aimed at doing just that. Gabby Cares is the result. Gabrielle and her family spent hours making care packages for the homeless, and with toiletries and other needed goods most people take for granted. She goes to parks, she goes downtown. We take her different areas where there are homeless people, said Gabby's mother, Kenya. And my husband, myself, and we go hand them out. Gabby said that she remembers feeling devastated when she saw homeless children. They ate out of the garbage can, she said, and I wanted to do something because I know they didn't have fathers or mothers, and they didn't have anything to survive with, so I just wanted to help. Gabby said her nonprofit's mission is to help put a smile on children's faces. Gabby's group takes care packages to group children's homes and to the homeless. On Sunday, the nonprofit is having its first big fundraising event. The group is holding a father-daughter dance on Father's Day. It makes you feel happy because although you're doing something, Gabby said, you're doing your passion, and you're doing what you want to do. You feel like you're happy.
Awesome. Yeah. So great job, Braylon. Good job. Any comments on that, guys?
Yeah. Well, that father-daughter dance, that was for last week?
Yeah, it must be a little bit dated there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I applaud her. And if she's being proactive, then we as adults need to be proactive.
That's right.
Yeah, it's incredible to see somebody at that age have the compassion to help out the community. That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. And that's in our neck of the woods down there. So that's awesome right here. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
Yeah. I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Juan Concheiro, you're up, sir.
Nuggets of advice. Catering by the family. That's one. But when you're, in all seriousness, when you're looking to pick a caterer for the most important day of your life, right, which would be your wedding, you got to find someone that fits you, right? Mm-hmm. Do they seem interested? Do you guys connect? As much as I would like to think that I connect with all of them, I'm sure that I don't connect with everybody, right?
Right.
So if your sales rep, if you feel comfortable with them and you feel that what they're telling you that they're going to execute that for you on your wedding day, go there. Don't start with price.
Yeah.
Price. Can't talk about price. I don't even talk about price till the end of the meeting, because if they don't like me or they don't like our food, price is not even a problem.
That's right.
So
absolutely. Good stuff. Good tips right there. Jake Alexander.
Absolutely. So with me, power of good documentation, keep good records of everything that you have. And when it comes to doing your taxes, everyone's biggest fear is getting audited. And I tell people, if in the dreaded event that does happen, if we have good documentation from the beginning until what we have to prove, then you're going to be okay. So receipts are king. I tell people, keep your bank statements. Don't do the paperless statement. Have them mailed to you every month in the mail. That's one less thing that you have to worry about. So if you're really going to go on there and click it and download it and print it, that's great. But if not, just have it sent to you. I tell people, keep an accordion folder. Have a manila envelope for each month in there. You put your bank statement in there. You put all your receipts. At the end of the year, if we ever have to walk into an IRS office and prove anything, then we can go in there and we've got everything we need. So
I like it.
Absolutely.
It's a great system.
It's a simple system, but it really works. It's very effective. And that coupled with, some type of technology like QuickBooks online or even the desktop version, then we're going to be bulletproof. And so also I tell people, you want to pick a tax professional that speaks your language. You want somebody who knows how to explain this stuff to you in the way that you want to hear it. I think in my profession, especially, it happens in every profession, but a lot of people, they want to convince their clients how smart they are.
Right.
And they want to, talk in technical terms and explain everything over their head. And that's, I don't do that. I like to break things down very simply for people. And I have clients who want to be involved in every step of the process and review every line of the tax return. And that's great. Then we also have clients who want nothing to do with the stuff. They just want to know that it's taken care of and it's done correctly. And I really like what you said about, we sell on value. We don't sell on price. We're not the cheapest by any means, but the service that we offer and you're going to get with our company, it's bar none. So
yeah, I like that. Jake Alexander, good stuff. William Crowley, the credit magician.
I'm going to raise my prices. That's the first thing, baby.
I was talking about us.
So listen. I tell consumers all the time, you don't have any rights unless you enforce them. Okay, this country is probably one of the greatest countries in the world as far as consumer rights, okay, and individual rights. But if we don't enforce them, they're not. Might as well say we don't have any. And that's what I find that most consumers are doing is we're not reading these laws: the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Uniform Commercial Code. Read the consumer laws and become proactive. I mean, it's amazing what goes on, and then we like to play, we like to complain and play like we're the victim, but we're not doing anything to change those circumstances.
That's right.
Gabby saw a crisis and she took action.
Yeah.
Okay. So we as adults, if a child can do this, we should learn from the children. Like Steve Covey said, emphatically listening. Okay.
Right.
We need to listen even to the children.
That's right.
They're seeing a crisis and they're doing something proactively to circumvent it or to resolve the contradiction. So I know this is a lightning round. I got about 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Jake was going. I said, wow, this is a lightning round or what? But just reading the rights and understanding the rights.
That's right. All right, let's do one more round real quick. Top nuggets of advice, parting words of advice. Juan Concheiro.
Man, it's back to price, and it's not always price.
Yeah,
price. Once again, make sure that you can connect with that person. And trust me, price won't be an option. It'd be great.
Jake?
Find someone you trust, find someone you like, someone who speaks your language. Don't pay the IRS money over the phone if they're demanding to throw you in jail.
Right. Yeah.
Send it to me in writing, baby.
Yeah,
send it to me in writing.
Call us. We'd love to help you out. So.
William Crowley.
ID theft. The biggest perpetrator of ID theft is the credit reporting agencies themselves. Okay, protect yourself from the credit reporting agencies. That's why the Fair Credit Reporting Act is there. They are the biggest perpetrators of identity theft. They're giving your information out to any and everybody who asks for the right dollar amount. Okay, you can stop that by putting a promotional block on your credit report. It's free.
That's
I'm gonna give the number. Okay, 888-567-8688. 888-567-8688. Everybody should have a promotional block on their credit report, and then the credit reporting agencies can't participate in putting you in the bracket of identity theft. Okay,
888-567-8688.
That's it, buddy.
Okay,
that's it.
And that's to opt out of pre-screening and all that good stuff.
Do it for 5 years or indefinitely.
Got it. All right, awesome. I want to thank all of our expert contributors. Great nuggets of advice today. Being proactive was the kind of the theme that we talked about. Making sure that you're diligent in your processes, in your bookkeeping, record keeping, getting pre-approved ahead of time as well. If you're looking to get into a real estate transaction, don't wait till the last minute. And we want to remind you to do your random act of kindness. Go out there and please consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community out there. Go out and volunteer, donate time or money or even left old clothing to your local resources. So Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.